Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So before going into the content, we have very important things which is going to happen in this week. That is, we have 7 or 8 very important events which is lined up for this week, which may change the direction of the market, right? I'm not saying it is going to change the direction of the market. It may change the direction of the market, whether it is in India or US. There are very important 7 or 8 events which we will see in brief. But before going into the subject or before going into the content, let me ask you one simple thing. Would you lend money to trade in Indian stock market? Let's say you have let's say you are financially sound, you have let's say you go to a bank, you take a personal loan, or you take some kind of loan and you deploy this capital in stock market or derivatives market, and you trade in that capital. Would you do that? Now, if you think that is very risky and if you think that is not the right thing to do, let me tell you, you are 100% or 200% wrong. Because most of the people, most of the HNIs, or most of the fancy guys, or most of the famous YouTubers who you see daily in YouTube, they don't use their own money to trade in the market. They borrow money and they trade in the market, right? So that's a whole different ball game. We'll talk about that in a later video. So let's see what is happening in the market, or what's going to happen in the market. So if you see, today was a very important day, 5:30. Today, industrial production year on year, inflation rate, and manufacturing production year on year came out. In this three data, which is based on based on India, industrial production and manufacturing came at a negative rate, right? So industrial production shrunk to around 4%. So earlier it was markets, people were expecting it would be around 3.5%, but it came at a negative 4%. So that's a not very negative news. That's a negative news. Then the second thing is that manufacturing production year on year, right? So that came out with a that also came at negative 5.6%. So out of three data which was due today, two came negative. Only inflation rate was in a positive. That is, inflation actually came at a 5.88%. Previous was around 6.77%. Of course, inflation is going to come down because RBI is keep on increasing the interest rate, right? If I'm right, maybe around 5 to 5.25% they have increased. It has come to around 5 or above 5%. So that is how this is concerned. Today is concerned when it comes to India specific, and there is a very important news when it comes to US market. Tomorrow 7 p.m. tomorrow evening 7 p.m. Core inflation rate for US is going to come out, and inflation rate is also going to come out. You know that these are all very important things when it comes to US market. We as Indians, or we as a trader, follow US market than our market. So this data is very important. So today already three data has come. Then tomorrow core inflation rate and inflation rate is going to come out in US. So 4 plus 2 6. And another one more very important thing is that Thursday, which is expiry day. I don't know why these people are having this federal rate interest rate decision on an expiry day, right? I really don't know. Have you ever seen this? Every time they come out is on an expiry day. Why don't you come on Friday, or why don't you come on Saturday, Sunday? Every time they come out on Thursdays only, which is expiry day, right? Anyway, Federal Reserve is going to come on Thursday, that is 15th of December, and they are going to increase the interest rate. Now, the interesting part here is that first they are going to see the inflation, core inflation, how the inflation is going to act, whether it has come down or still it is going up. If it is still going on the higher side, inflation is not coming down. If it is still going on the higher side, then December 15th, Federal Reserve is going to come out and they are going to say, Baba, see, we are increasing the interest rate and nothing is happening. So we have to be aggressive, we have to be hawkish, we have to keep on increasing the interest rate. That is what they are going to do. That is why they have planned it in a way that first they will come out with the core inflation and inflation data, then they will come out with the federal rate interest rate decision, right? Now, what people or what analysts are saying is that even if the core inflation or inflation rate comes on a positive side or comes on a higher side, Federal Reserve is not in a mood to increase the interest rate. They are going to reduce the pace of rate increase in coming future. So this might act as a positive news for the market. So anyway, fingers crossed, we'll have to wait and see what markets are going to do. I think even if there is positive news or even there is any negative news, whatever negative news we have been seeing all these days are being priced into, right? No matter what happens, markets are very resilient. Indian markets are very resilient. They don't want to come down. And most people, everybody is bullish in the market. We really don't know what these incidents or what these events are going to happen in the market. I don't see any negative things in the market. Everything is being priced into. All you have to do, see, I'm not going to say you take a bullish position or as I told you have to short the market. I'm not going to say I have changed my stance. Instead of talking bearish or instead of talking bullish, I think I have to talk in general perspective. So that is what I have been doing for all this time now, if you have noticed or if you are following me, right? So let's see how things pan out. All you have to do is take a non-directional strategy, whether it is Bank Nifty or Nifty. All you have to do is you have to take a non-directional strategy. Now I'll show one more thing which we have done. Trade. This trade was implemented last week, and it's a kind of in profit. Like when Bank Nifty was around 43,700 levels, we deployed this strategy, and once we deployed this strategy, what happened is market started falling, and in fact it went to 42,700 levels, right? 42,950 levels. Then we have to make some adjustment, and once we made the adjustment, as usual, it always happens whenever I do adjustment, immediately market reverses. We see market, let's say we have a strategy, once we deploy this strategy, we see that this break even is going to be breached or break even is going to be tested. Immediately we do some adjustment, immediately market reverses, and this time also it has happened. So far we have done some adjustment. I don't think market is going to gap up or gap down tomorrow. In fact, US market, US markets are all green. Europe is also in the green, and not in the green, it's both the US market and Europe are flat. We don't expect any big gap down or gap up unless until there is really any bad news. Maybe if Putin is going to bombard Ukraine with a nuclear warhead, which is not going to happen, people were talking. If you remember, last 6 months or 7 months or even last 8 months back, everyone was talking there is going to be a nuclear war and Russia is going to bombard Ukraine with a nuclear warhead. What happened? Nothing happened, right? Then they talked about China-Taiwan issue, right? Then they talk about new variant of coronavirus. So all these things are being priced into. Markets are not at all respecting whether it is bad news or good news. All the market want to do is it want to go on the higher side, and that is what is happening now, right? So this is how our strategies are looking. These strategies are recommended to our members. So far it is doing well. We'll see how things pan out tomorrow. Hopefully, as I told you, I don't see any big gap up or gap down. Even if it opens flat, we'll be able to book a decent profit, maybe 1% or 1.5%. As I told you in yesterday's video, you just have to focus on just 2%, small numbers. Here, everything, whatever you make small is big, but the small thing you are making day in, day out has to be consistent. Rather than being a Tendulkar or Sehwag, try to be Rahul Dravid, try to be in the grease for as long as possible. Have a long-term mindset so that you will make money in this market, right? So let's see how things pan out. Thank you for watching. Nothing much. I'll see you in another video tomorrow. Till then, take care. Bye.